Hey, what is going on with y'all, man? It is Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. Alright, y'all. So as y'all can tell by the title, we are gonna jump right into this video, right? I want to make it short and sweet. I don't want to make it that long, and lessen the chances of this video getting up on YouTube and staying on YouTube, right? So, y'all already know what we're here to talk about. I have two very interesting clips. One of them is, just kind of like the news clip, sort of going over what happened, right? And then we're going to get into something that a lot of people are starting to believe. Now, it's crazy because I was just talking about this the other night, and before I actually saw the clip that I'm going to show y'all here in a little bit, I was already saying some of the things that we're about to see in this video. And, it just makes everything raise even more red flags about this entire crash. And the fact that 6 people were also on board of the crash that happened last night. I think Northeast Philadelphia, where there was a smaller plane crash that literally shot down like a missile and boom, flames immediately. But specifically, this DC plane crash definitely raises a lot more questions than it answered. So we'll go ahead and jump into this clip really quick. Then we'll come back and talk about some of the facts a little bit more. Check this out.
Right now at noon, divers are back in those icy waters today in the Potomac River, trying to recover the wreckage from the American Airlines jet and the Army helicopter, both colliding, killing everyone on board the 2 different aircrafts.
And we're learning more today about the 67 people who lost their lives in this disaster, as they are now being identified. Local 10's Ben Kennedy starts our team coverage off. He is live near the crash site in Arlington, Virginia, with the latest on what went wrong in the skies. Ben.
Alexis, Christie, it has been a rainy afternoon here in Arlington, Virginia. Just outside the crash site, crews are working through this cold, wet weather to find out what happened. But first, we want to show you new video obtained by CNN, and we do want to warn you that it might be hard to watch. This new angle is from Wednesday night's crash. You can see the passenger jet and the military helicopter fly towards each other, collide, then explode as pieces of both aircraft fall into the Potomac River. It is video like this that could play a key part in the investigation to find out why this took place. Under heavy rain, divers today returning to the wreckage of the waters of the Potomac. Working with the NTSB, they will help locate more bodies, more parts of the aircraft, and more clues. The black boxes, the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder from the American Airlines plane, seen here, transported in the same water they were pulled from to preserve the integrity of the recording, now in the NTSB lab for evaluation.
We're starting the process of not only opening those up, but to begin the extraction of the data.
Wednesday, American Airlines Flight 5342 flying towards Reagan National Airport runway 33 with just 2,400 more feet left to go. The Army Black Hawk helicopter approaching from the other side of the Potomac River when the Black Hawk slammed into the American Airlines plane, both aircraft falling into the icy water below. In early focus for the investigation, the flight path and altitude of the helicopter. Preliminary data shows it was flying at about 350 feet when it should have been under 200.
25, CRG in flight. This club has a aircraft in flight precision separation.
One expert says early indications suggest the helicopter pilots may have been looking at the wrong plane when they told the tower they saw the American jet.
When you're required to maintain visual separation, once you acknowledge or ask for visual separation, then the controller kind of relaxes a little bit because he thinks, well, that aircraft sees the other one.
There were 64 passengers and crew on the American Airlines flight and 3 soldiers on the Black Hawk helicopter. No one survived. President Trump once again weighed in on a possible cause of the crash, posting to Truth Social this morning. The Black Hawk helicopter was flying too high by a lot. It was far above the 200-foot limit. That's not really too complicated to understand, is it? The NTSB reiterating the investigation has just begun, starting with the critical data recovered from those black boxes.
The data recorder itself has thousands of data points, and they all have to be synchronized against a lot of other things that happened in the plane The voice recorders actually have to be what's called auditioned among a number of people so that there's complete agreement of how the transcript will come out. And we also look for ancillary noises, maybe a boom or a thud or a crack or something in the cockpit. So those things are going on concurrently, along with the fact we have several hundred people in the field looking at every other aspect of this investigation.
And we want to show you that new video obtained by CNN one more time. Again, this is from a different angle from Wednesday night's crash. The passenger jet and military helicopter flying towards each other, colliding and then exploding as pieces of both aircraft fall into the Potomac River. American Airlines did announce today they will retire flight number 5342, which is standard action in the wake of a major aviation disaster incident.
Now, what you just witnessed was DARPA basically controlling the Black Hawk remotely. And ultimately, we know what that means. This was done on purpose. This was not a mistake. This was done on purpose. Now, real quick, I don't know if anybody noticed this. Right after it happened, Netflix started to preview Surviving Black Hawk Down. That is, premiering on February 10th on Netflix. Just so coincidentally, right after this unmanned Black Hawk helicopter crashes into this plane, Netflix decides to start promoting Surviving Black Hawk Down out of nowhere. Now, obviously, this is from the movie Black Hawk Down, which was a pretty good movie. But I saw this last night, and I just could not help myself but be like, whoa, wait a minute. Isn't this convenient timing? So we already know what's going on here. We already see the numbers. We know that DARPA has the remote ability to fly the Black Hawks, specifically the Black Hawk helicopters, unmanned. They're able to drop things off if need be, supply soldiers that are on the ground if need be. We just saw the video. So I'm going to 100% say, with no doubt in my mind, no one was flying the Black Hawk. There was no military personnel on board. If it was, they already jumped out. If it was, I want to almost completely say the entire thing. I don't want to go there all the way because I know this is YouTube, and I know how finicky this algorithm can be. But we know for sure nobody was flying that Black Hawk. The promotion of this Surviving Black Hawk Down is literally on the front page. When you go to Netflix on your TV, it's going to flash. They're promoting it right on the front page before you even click on your profile. So that right there told me everything I needed to know. This was orchestrated. It's a red flag to see that just about 2 days after, the DC crash, the DC plane crash. We obviously know that they were redirected to runway 33. So at 8:42 p.m., this is the dialogue. Tower, Blue Streak, 5342 on Mount Vernon Visual, runway 1, requesting to land on runway 1. Then air traffic control chimes in. They say blue streak, 5342 Washington Tower, 320 at 17, gust at 25. Can you take runway 33 instead? Pilot responds, yeah, we can do 33 for blue streak, 5342. Air traffic control can confirm runway 33, cleared to land. Now catch this. Says less than 13 seconds later, an air traffic control transmission captures controllers gasping as the aircraft collide, followed by instructions to reroute other aircraft away from the area. Oh my, is also heard from the control room. So look at all this numerology. Runway number 33. 13 seconds later, the transmission captures controllers gasping as the aircraft collide. This is all orchestrated, y'all. We're never going to see a body. We're never going to see that. And you know what I'm trying to say by saying that. We're never going to see any passengers aboard the plane, y'all. This is all we're going to see. We're going to just see these photos that look super fake. And I'm just saying. This is the first name I always see. Sarah Lee Bess, 33 years old. Every article I go to, they mention her first. And right beneath her on this particular article, Elizabeth Keys, who was a lawyer, also 33 years old. And guess what? It was supposedly her birthday. Now, for the sake of YouTube, I'm not going to show any of the supposed kids. This is what we're dealing with here. We already know when the number 33 is involved, we already know what is going on.